Welcome to Module 4, Mastering the Interview. All your preparation leads to this moment. An interview is not an interrogation. It's a conversation about whether you and the company are a good fit for each other. They're evaluating you, but you should also be evaluating them. By the end of this module, you'll know how to prepare effectively, handle technical questions confidently, use the STAR method for behavioral questions, navigate Nigerian interview culture, and negotiate your salary. Preparation is everything. You cannot wing an interview and expect to succeed. Research the company thoroughly. What projects are they working on? What's their strategy? Who are their leaders? What's their company culture like? Research your interviewers if possible. LinkedIn can tell you their background and interests. Prepare your own questions. You'll almost always be asked, "Do you have any questions for us?" Have thoughtful questions ready that show you've done your research. Practice common questions out loud. Saying answers in your head is not the same as articulating them clearly. Practice with a friend or family member. Prepare your documents. Multiple copies of your CV, certificates, any portfolio work. In Nigeria, you might also need your NYSC certificate, valid ID, and other documentation. Plan your logistics. Know where you're going, how long it takes to get there, what you'll wear. Arrive early, but not too early, 10-15 minutes before your scheduled time. As a geoscientist, you will face technical questions. Expect them and prepare for them. They might ask you to interpret a well log, explain a seismic section, describe geological processes, or solve a calculation problem. The key is not just getting the right answer. It's showing your thought process. Explain your reasoning as you work through problems. If you're unsure, say so, but explain how you would approach finding the answer. Review your fundamentals: stratigraphy, structural geology, basin analysis, seismic interpretation, well log analysis. Go back to your textbooks if needed. Be ready to discuss your thesis or final year project in detail. What did you do? What did you find? What were the limitations? What would you do differently? Stay current with industry trends. Can you discuss recent developments in Nigeria's energy sector? What about new exploration technologies or the energy transition? For behavioral questions, the "tell me about a time when" questions, use the STAR method. S is for situation. Briefly describe the context or challenge you faced. T is for task. What was your specific responsibility or role? A is for action. What did you actually do? Be specific about your actions, not what we did. R is for result. What was the outcome? Quantify if possible, numbers, percentages, specific achievements. Let me give you an example. Tell me about a time you worked in a team. Situation: during my final year project, our research team faced conflicting interpretations of our seismic data. Task: I was responsible for reconciling the different interpretations and presenting our final conclusion. Action: I organized a workshop where each team member presented their interpretation. I facilitated the discussion, identified the key points of agreement and disagreement, and proposed a methodology to test the competing hypotheses. Result: we reached a consensus interpretation that incorporated insights from all perspectives. Our project received the highest grade in our department, and the professor noted our collaborative approach. See how that's specific, focused on your contribution, and quantifies the result? That's the STAR method in action. Let's talk about some cultural aspects specific to Nigerian interviews. Respect and formality matter. Address interviewers formally unless they invite you to be casual. Sir, Ma, titles. Use them. Be prepared for panel interviews. It's common to face multiple interviewers at once. Make eye contact with everyone, not just the person who asked the question. Expect questions about your personal life, your family, your plans, where you're from. This isn't inappropriate here. It's relationship building. Answer comfortably without oversharing. Be prepared for direct questions about salary expectations, availability, and willingness to relocate. It's normal for these to come up early. Follow up appropriately. A thank you message after the interview is professional, but don't be pushy about timelines. Hiring processes in Nigeria can take time. Many people, especially early in their careers, leave money on the table because they don't negotiate. First, know your market value. Research what similar roles pay. The salary information from Module 1 gives you a starting point. Don't give a number first if you can avoid it. If asked about salary expectations, try to learn what the budget is for the role first. When you do give a number, give a range based on your research and aim for the higher end. Consider the full package, not just base salary, but allowances, bonuses, pension contributions, leave days, training opportunities, and career development potential. Be professional and confident, not apologetic. You're not asking for a favor. You're negotiating fair compensation for the value you'll provide. And remember, negotiation isn't just for salary. You can negotiate start date, work arrangements, training opportunities, and other terms too. Let's recap Module 4. Preparation is essential. Research the company, practice your answers, plan your logistics. Expect technical questions and be ready to demonstrate your knowledge and problem-solving approach. Use the STAR method for behavioral questions: situation, task, action, result. Understand Nigerian interview culture: formality, panel interviews, relationship building. Don't be afraid to negotiate. Know your worth and advocate for yourself professionally. Complete the module activities. Prepare answers to common questions. Practice with someone. Create your interview checklist. The final module, Module 5, will give you a 90-day action plan to put everything together.